What's going on, YouTube? Joey Spins back here from Rise Event Group. And today we're going to be covering a somewhat important topic. And when I say somewhat, I mean it's extremely important, but maybe you're not going to see it the way you should. And that's going to be, what questions should you be asking a DJ company when booking your wedding? Well, I don't think anybody's really ever broken it down like this, and I really feel that this could be educational for you and your fiance to really start thinking about before you book that DJ company. Okay, so I have everything broken down into essentially 4 different categories. And those categories break down into what is the best package that you have to offer? Are you guys a one-stop shop? Do you specialize in the genre of music that I prefer? And obviously price. Why are you priced at this much versus the competition? Most people that go into this wedding industry automatically go right for the price. And let me tell you something, you're completely focusing on the wrong thing. Now, obviously price is important when it comes to budgeting your wedding, but what is more important, the entertainment or the flowers? You gotta kind of ask yourself, what's more important to you when you're on a budget? The entertainment is what people are going to be talking about probably for the remainder of the time that you guys are married, till death do you part. Okay, the video guys that are going to be there are going to be recording the entertainment. Everything's going to be the center of attention based off of the entertainment that you have at your wedding. Photography is very important, videography is very important because it does in fact capture those memories. But if you could save money on things that aren't as important, such as flowers and silly decor that people don't really pay attention to, it might be your best bet to move your budget into your entertainment. Now, when I covered the topic and said that there were 4 broken down things, one of them was, what is the best DJ package you have to offer? Like everything else, when you go to a car dealership, when you go anywhere, obviously the reason you're going there is because you've seen the best car. Like if you went to Mercedes and you saw a souped up high class car, okay? Maybe you could afford that if you didn't have 17,000 other bills to handle. But if you were able to cut costs, maybe you can pull it off. It doesn't hurt to ask about it. Just because you think that you can't afford it doesn't mean you can't. You could definitely work with the company that you're talking to and work out the correct pricing for your wedding. Maybe when you go and see a DJ's top package, whether it's video walls or it's multiple TV setups or multiple moving intelligent lights or sparklers or dancing on clouds, that may open your eyes to say, okay, I really want that. Maybe I still can't afford it in my budget, but at least I know that this company has that to offer, and maybe I could do it as just an add-on. So it gives you an idea to kind of get your brain churning, moving, and kind of figuring out what works for you the best. So that's why I would say to focus on the best, and then we'll work it out going forward. Now, another question that I mentioned before. Are you a one-stop shop? It may just be a DJ company, but most DJ companies intertwine with all these other vendors, such as photography, videography. All of that can be bundled in certain companies. Certain companies have videographer and photographers, or they know somebody where, okay, if you're gonna go through me, I can get you a better deal with this guy who's been doing so on and so forth. Or do you know live musicians? Us vendors, us DJ companies, we are dealing with different vendors on a regular basis. Cards, business cards are being exchanged. There's a lot that goes into this, that we build relationships with different vendors. So if there's a DJ company that doesn't have a one-stop shop for you in a sense, they might not be experienced enough to do your wedding as a whole. Now, I'm not taking any shots at DJ companies, but what I'm trying to say is, I would say 9 times out of 10, most DJ companies will have other vendors they could refer you to and make your wedding process and planning 10,000 times easier. You got a million other things to worry about. why not go to a company that can make it a one-stop shop for you? The other major question that you have to ask is, do you specialize in the genre or specific style of music that my fiance and I like? It's very important because not every DJ company is going to be able to conquer, random requests. It could be, you could be a couple that's all about punk rock or rock, and the DJ company specializes in EDM and vocal house and all that. You may have the guests that enjoy the same music as you, and that DJ company may not be able to deliver exactly what you're looking for. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it makes a DJ company even better when they can admit that they can't specifically do your wedding. It's not all about making the business. They have to be a good business person by saying we can or cannot deliver what you're asking for. So that's why I think it's very important that you ask them and express to them, this is the kind of music we like. This is the kind of crowd we have. Do you feel that you have a DJ that is sufficient enough to execute what we're asking for? And if that is not, if they stutter, if there's any doubt, then just move on to the next one, because you don't want your crowd, your dance floor, to just be not like you imagined. And finally, a question that people don't ask because they hear a price target, from somebody else, and they go with the cheaper price. Nobody's ever gonna admit if they had a bad wedding, unless it's obvious, unless something major happens. But if they feel that they didn't have the best wedding, but it was tolerable, they're never gonna tell you that. They spent a fortune on getting everything done, between dresses, between vendors, between everything. They will never tell you, my wedding was okay. No, of course they're gonna tell you it was the best night of their life. Because not only did they spend a ton of money, but they don't want to remember it as I don't want to say bad, but not as they planned it. So when it comes to pricing, I wouldn't say go with the guy that's absolutely ripping you off. But if there's a guy out there that's undercutting you, undercutting another DJ company, I should say, as far as pricing goes, if one DJ company is pricing it at, let's just use an example, $4,000, and the other DJ company is charging you $2,000, don't you think there's a little bit of a question of concern there? I mean, it's like if we were going to Louis Vuitton to go and buy a bag. If one bag at Louis Vuitton is $2,000, and then you go on a third-party website online and find it for $500, you're not gonna buy it for $500 because you're gonna think it's fake. It's the same concept. You could go to a guy that's charging $2,000 and it could just be an absolute disaster, and you won't know it until the day of the most important day of your life. That is an unprofessional way to run a business, unless obviously they're good friends of yours and everything like that. But as far as pricing goes, if a DJ company is literally cutting a price in half as opposed to another one, and then you speak to a third one and the third one's kind of close to the more expensive one, there's a reason that they're coming in so cheap. Whether it's using old gear that the clients are never gonna know about, like for example, lighting that's from 2002, or they'll specify that they're bringing in TVs that are, the average size is 65 inch, but they'll come in with 42 inch. They'll kind of cut corners in aspects that, maybe you won't recognize it the day of. You're kind of losing in the value, I should say. You don't want to rely on somebody that's willing to cut the corners for the biggest day of your life. I'd feel personally, even though I do own a DJ company and everything like that, I do feel when it comes to the actual entertainment, you shouldn't, cut corners. If you got to pay that extra, you're already spending the extra money. Go with the more reputable, the more experienced, the more involved person that their reputation's good, their reviews are online are good. They're not known in the DJ industry as as a, cutting corner company, that's who you want to go with. You could always ask, and listen, I tell my clients all the time, even if they don't book me, that I will recommend a company that will do it the proper way. Whether we couldn't meet on the pricing, whether we couldn't meet on the genre, whether we couldn't meet for whatever reason. Maybe I was closer to the company they wanted in price and they actually want to go with the people they went with. But either way, I always tell my clients, listen, even if we don't book this, give me a call, let me know who you are going to book, and I will let you know if they have a good reputation. I will never try to take business from anybody else. I will never try to undercut any other company. And I believe that's how this industry should be. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, while you are booking your wedding DJ, don't forget to ask these questions. And I'm going to recap it one more time. One of them was, what is the best package that you have to offer? We already discussed as to why that is very important. We discussed, are you a one-stop shop? Very important question. It will bring the stress level to the bride and groom down substantially if they have less to worry about. We also went over, what type of music do you specialize in? Do you feel that you can handle exactly what I'm looking for? And the last one is price. Don't sell yourself short on the pricing. It is very, very important that you do not do that. If you follow those steps, you will be able to find the perfect DJ company that suits you in your area. And DJs, if you're watching this video, this is what clients should be asking you. And if they do not ask you this, make it known to them. It will help you with your sales. It will help you boost confidence in your couple, and it might actually help them decide to book you. That's all for now, guys. I appreciate you listening into this video. I know it was a quick one, but if you could do me the favor, subscribe down below. I appreciate it. I'll be back with more of these videos. I know I took some time off, but until then, see you then, guys.